Greetings. Greetings. Let's see if I can find. Tony pauses. Hang on. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, how do I? Hey, Camila. You should have seen a thing that asks you, do you want to join the live? You gotta click that. You have no requests. Okay. Hey. I wonder if I can send you a request. Oh yeah. An invite. There you go. She's like, you did it. Oh my God. I told you it was simple now.
I did it. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
You didn't talk music. You play in the background. Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me see how I can find it. Oh, there we go. Oh. I don't know if you can hear it.
No.
They would have to play a commercial. Can you hear it? No?
Yeah, now I do.
Oh, okay. Yay!
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm going to fix my camera. I'm hoping it doesn't. I have it on something that's a little bit of sketchy.
What?
So I'm hoping.
Oh, okay.
My camera. Anyway, thank you for joining me.
Me.
To have now that sounds like it's too loud. Is that too loud or can you hear me fine?
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. To me it sounds like it's too loud, but anyway. Thank you for joining me.
It comes in and out. It's like little bells.
Ah, okay. I wonder how can I yes I can. Well, I'm thanking you for joining me tonight. And I wanted to talk about, as I'm talking to you right now, I'm sending out invites to folks. I wanted to and talk about what you do, who you are, what you do. I'm going to introduce you in a second. Well, actually, I want you to introduce yourself in a second. But I wanted to talk about sound, vibration, and how it relates to our health, and what does it have to do with skin? And you probably like, what does it have to do with
skin? I know what it has to do with skin.
You might have some thoughts on your own about what. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, great. I want you to share those. But before you share those thoughts, I want to introduce myself for all those who may be new, for all those who are joining me for the first time on this live. I thank you for joining me. Please do not feel shy. Put your name in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. My name is Kamishara. I'm the owner and creator of Sensational Touch. Okay, I hope I wasn't paused out. I'm the only creator of Sensational Touch. It is an eco-friendly skin-friendly bath and body line, and that is made from me by my hands. And I also, this is where this is Kamishara's corner. This is my corner. So everything, all the magic happens here. And I'm the creator of the magic. And I create these wonderful things for people who want to take control of their skincare, who want to take control of their skin health, their hair health, the things that we put on our bodies to adorn our bodies, to keep it healthy from the outside in. People talk about being healthy from the inside out, which is a thing, which is a wonderful thing. But there's also being healthy from the outside in. And we're going to talk about that now. Hey, Shelly, how are you? How's the babies? We're talking about being healthy from the outside in. So that's who I am. So I'm Kamishara, owner and creator of Sensational Touch, and I am here with the wonderful, the magnificent, Camilla Hadia, Sound Mystic. So I want her to introduce herself. I want you to tell me how you introduce yourself, tell me what you do, and how you got into being a sound mystic. And what is a sound mystic?
Okay. All right. So hi everyone. I'm Camila Hadia, and I provide pure sounds for healing for humanity, just to bring about self-awareness, to elevate the consciousness of humanity in different ways through sound, and just to be a vehicle for the positivity and upliftment of humanity through sound.
It sounds like a tall order there. Anything that's talking about the upliftment of humanity, not just yourself, not thinking about just herself. She's thinking about herself and others. So that,
Yeah.
I mean, tall order, but if we all had that outlook, it wouldn't be a tall order. Because if everybody thought about what they did and how what they do can uplift humanity instead of just themselves, that would be a good thing. I mean, if we thought about just uplifting ourselves and we're all uplifting ourselves, that's great. But if you're uplifting yourself and others, that's even greater. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because it will then become like a collective effort for everyone. Yeah. So, and how I got started, well, from a child, I've always been fascinated by sound. My parents told me I was always listening to different sounds around the house in my environment. Like I would perk up when I heard certain sounds. I would try to mimic the sounds in nature. I would try to sing like the birds, make the same, yeah, make the same sounds like the frogs. Like, yeah. So they told me all of this. In fact, they said they would lose a lot of things would go missing, like keys and stuff, because of me. Like I would be playing with anything that made sound, I would be playing with it as a child. So I was always fascinated with sound, and naturally I started singing by the age of 5, and my dad really nurtured that in me. And yeah, since then I've just been singing and trying to just really use my voice as that vehicle for healing. And before I got into like the sound bowls, the singing bowls, which is what I primarily do right now. I would sing. I grew up singing in church and concerts and things like that, but it just never really fulfilled me. um I always wanted more, but I saw the reaction of people who I would sing for. Like people would either smile, laugh, cry, they would express joy. Just a lot of things would come up for people, and they would tell me about it after hearing me sing. And I had made this request when I was very younger to have my voice be a vehicle for healing and not just for commercial use. So since then, I've just been on a mission and been guided towards doing that. And so a sound mystic is pretty much someone like me who's fascinated with all elements of sound that you hear in our environment, sound that we make with our mouths, with our bodies, just fascinated with it and its effect on the body, where it comes from, its effect on the universe, its effect on plants, on water, just that. So that's a sound mystic, someone that really studies the power of sound.
A lot. But that's beautiful. Oh, I knew New Orleans. And I've known her for a while. I knew New Orleans. That's interesting. You know somebody and you don't really know them. It's like always on the outskirts. Greetings, everyone, as you're coming in. Please put in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Give us your name. Stamani, thank you for joining. That's so interesting. Yeah, you know people, but you kind of don't know them. So this is actually a further delving.
Deeper dive.
Deeper dive. The wonderful Camila. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful though. That's good. So it's almost like it's something that you've done since a child. You've had this calling, which is interesting because as a child, I always wanted to teach. And I was part of what they call in my elementary school, the Future Teachers of America. So yeah, I really was. I don't know what it. I think it was just in that school. I don't think it was a nationwide thing, even though they called it Future Teachers. I don't think it was nationwide. It was just in that school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and all throughout my growing up, I wanted to teach, but I always had this one set of perspectives on what it is to be a teacher. And then it wasn't until I was a lot older, I could say within the past maybe 10 years, 8 to 10 years, when I really understood, like, teaching is not necessarily being in front of a class, teaching the reading, writing, and arithmetics, your core of what you need to have in order to graduate from elementary,
Right.
high school, college. Teaching is anything that you have, that you have become experienced at, and helping somebody else to become as experienced as you are, and hopefully inspiring them to, outgrow you. So it's not just, being in front of a classroom. And it took me up until, I say, good 8 to 10 years. And that's not long ago when I started to realize that. And I was like, wait, I could teach anything. And I like teaching, but I didn't necessarily like teaching in schools, although I've done it my whole life. I appreciated it, but it didn't give me that same kind of love and joy that I have now that I'm teaching what I do. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't the same. And I so appreciate this much more. And I was like, yeah, that's right. You can teach anything. Education comes in many forms. You can be educated to do anything. And if you think about traditionally, you know, all of your schooling took place probably from father to son, mother to daughter, maybe from your auntie, uncle, somebody who had a trade, who did something, who was good at it. And they saw you, they might have that, they might have it in them to do it. Hey, girl, hey, Tortu, they may have it in them to do it too. They may see, whatever skill or thing that you have, the inkling to do that thing. So they may start to take you under their wing and train you and teach you up to do whatever it is that they're doing. And that thing it's not taking place in a classroom. They're doing what they do, and they take you under your wing, and you're being their mentor. They're being, your student. They're being a student in life. So it took a long time for me to get to teaching, really teaching what I actually truly enjoy, and I'm passionate about teaching. So who'd have thunk it?
No,
But
that's good.
that you knew as a child, but you kind of had a early on understanding, no, I want to do it this way. This is my passion, and I want to do it that way. I kind of knew what my passion was, but I didn't know how to express it in the way that I'm expressing it now. So that's interesting. And I'm glad
Right.
I found out early, but it's never too late. It's never
Yeah.
too late.
And it's funny because even though I knew what it was in that day and age when I was growing up, doing something like this was like, wait, what? Like, how you gonna live? You know?
Yeah.
So like, it naturally, I also gravitate towards like technology and computers and programming, right? So I was gonna go to school to be a computer systems analyst.
Really?
So yeah, yeah, because that's another thing that comes really naturally. So my dad was like, no, music is the thing. Like, you're a singer, you're supposed to go to school for music. This is your contribution to the world. And I was like, okay,
So interesting.
yeah,
That makes things backwards from what most people do. Most
exactly.
people, they steer you away from those artistic things. They're like, no, 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 no. Be a doctor, be a computer analyst, be a computer engineer or tech. But he said, no, that's not you. This
No,
is you. You.
right.
Be who you are. Find
Mhm.
a way to make that work for you. That is so beautiful. Oh
That's
my,
right.
that's
He showed
cool.
he sure did. And we do have a musical family. My grandfather is like the musician of the family. He taught himself. He's a self-taught musician, plays every instrument under the sun. Oh my God. So it was like natural. And then, I'm also a musician. My sisters are musicians. All of us, we either sing or play an instrument. Um, my cousin is an instrument, all on my father's side. So yeah.
Just like we come from a musical family. So it's
Yeah.
in this musicians, y'all are artistic.
It skipped a generation. It skipped my dad and my uncle. Passed on to everyone.
They might not. They could be musically inclined in different ways. Maybe they didn't realize it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
But I
my
wouldn't ask my dad or my uncle to sing one lick. Please don't. Mm-mm.
God, that is funny. So I want to talk about, I'm going to give my perspective or what I was thinking about when
You
I,
want to give your perspective first? Because I
I'm
know
going to
you
give my,
studied it already.
oh, maybe you give your perspective first.
Yes, because you studied it already. So I want to see. I don't want to be influenced by what you say. So
Okay, okay.
ask me.
Okay, so what in your understanding or perspective, with your outlook on and your understanding of music, does sound have to do with skincare?
Okay. So we know. So okay, there have been studies that show that sound affects the body, right? So on a cellular level,
Hmm.
and the human the human hearing range is from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. But you know that proverb, if a tree falls in the forest and like you're not in the forest, like will you hear it? So just because you can't hear it doesn't mean there's no sound, and it doesn't mean that it's not affecting you. So for example, like I looked up bats. Bats have the highest and lowest range of all the species
The
on the
highest.
planet. Right. So human beings are 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. So let me give you some perspective. So 40 hertz will be like a whisper, like like if you're whispering to somebody, that's like around 40 hertz, right? So imagine like lower than that, like 20 might be like you heard like a pin drop or something, right? Bats can hear as low as 1,000 hertz. No, sorry. Yeah, 1,000 hertz to 120,000 kilohertz.
So like almost like 1,000 levels.
Lower, below a human and like several thousands higher than a human.
Wow.
So now, okay, think about that, right? So let's see. Elephants actually can hear 17 hertz to 10. So they can hear lower than humans, but not higher than humans, right? Whales, they can hear up to 123 kilohertz. So they can hear higher than humans too, right? So now think about this. Put this in perspective. If different species in nature can hear
Mhm.
different ranges, and there's even ranges outside of the human hearing range, there's sound happening right like when you don't hear it, right? But does that mean that it doesn't affect you? No, because if it didn't affect you, sometimes like maybe if your skin itches
Mhm.
or if you get goosebumps, that could be a sound. You don't know, right? But the whole point is like there's a whole world out there of sound that is affecting us that we're not able to hear, but it's still affecting us. So now how is it able to affect our bodies? Even ultrasound that we can't hear, right? You know how when you go to the dentist and they put this thing over you when they're gonna like take a picture like a x-ray of your
Yeah.
mouth, right? And they put this thing over you to protect your body, and
Mhm.
then they leave the room. And they,
You want to that way.
right. So that's like ultrasound waves that you can't hear, but they're protecting your body, right?
Mhm.
So it's still affecting you. So now, how is it that cells are affected by sound if we can't hear it? So actually, I think the highest absorber of sound on the human body is the skin.
Really?
Yes.
That
Sound is absorbed into the body through the skin on the widest level, even more so than we hear. So that means that what you put on your skin can definitely affect how much of this sound or energy or ultrasound that you receive. So depending on if it's natural, if it's like some heavy coating, because if we think about it, our nervous system is connected to our skin. And the nervous system is responsible for transmitting the information from our environment into our body. And that's how the sound affects our body on a cellular level, and even our organs, and us being able to feel relaxed, and us being able to fall asleep to sound. And all of this is because sound is being absorbed through our skin by our nervous system, taken from our nervous system throughout our body into our cells, and pretty much affecting our brain waves, theta, gamma, delta, all of those.
sunlight might block more than just the sun. He said sunlight
Exactly,
might.
exactly.
Yeah, it really might. That's interesting. I did not eat, I was not, well, because I'm not a musician. I didn't think on that level at all. This is so interesting.
That's why I'm a sound mystic.
Wow. Okay. The most that I would think, in relation to that, as far as like vibrations, is we're 90% water. So if there's sound around us, like if you put sound, something that's vibrating sound in water, it's going to vibrate the water. So if there's something outside that has sound, I would think it vibrates the water within us. That's on that level. That's how I was thinking. But I had another way of thinking too. But on that level, that's the way I was thinking. Does all sound emit vibration?
Yes, all sound emits vibration. Sound is actually pressure in the air,
Mhm.
and that is a vibration. Now, a lot of people confuse it and think sound is only what we hear, but sound is the just a vibration, because what a human being can hear versus what another species can hear, it could be totally different. So sound is not just limited to what we can hear.
So when we say, man, that was a whole vibe, I feel it. That was a vibe. It's like, Laura, Aisha Stories. How are you? Thanks for joining us. So when people are saying like, oh, that was a whole vibe, I really appreciated that. They really are talking about
Feeling,
the
feeling a vibe.
feeling of the vibration of, it could be the music, the people, what they heard, what people are saying, or what have you. The experience of being around whatever they were around. Interesting. So
Right.
that it's really a vibration, like literal vibration and a figurative vibration.
Right. And there are even people who can hear a sound and it triggers the brain for them to see colors. So they can associate, yeah, they associate the sound with certain colors. Yeah. And then
Mhm.
there vice versa. People who see colors they actually, when they see the color, they hear a certain sound.
Mhm.
When I look at things, this happens to me a lot. When I'm in
Mhm.
nature and I see certain things in nature, like I literally hear a melody coming through, depending on what I'm looking at. Yeah. When I listen to water, I can hear a melody in the water.
Well,
So it
that,
affects people differently.
but
Huh?
that I can probably pick up water, hearing a melody within the water, but seeing something in nature and hearing a melody, that's wild. It's so interesting. Oh my God. My perspective is totally outside of that. Totally outside of that. Totally outside of that. So, are you finished or you still got more to go?
Yes, I'm done. Let me hear what it is.
So, yes, my early training of teaching kind of had me on that type of mindset, because I'm thinking of everything that we have, like portals. that we utilize to take in everything from the environment to understand the environment. So we have our eyes, right? We take in things with our eyes. We see light, we see darkness, we see tones, we see all kinds of stuff. We can see trauma. We can see things that can traumatize us. We can see things that can probably even heal us. Like you said, when you're walking through nature, some people have such a pleasant, feeling of walking through nature because they're seeing all the beauty, and that, can be healing in a certain aspects. So I'm looking at it in terms of your five senses. I was like, we take in things with our eyes. We can breathe in things through our nose. We can smell things that are healing. We can smell things that are harmful. Same thing with what we feel. And so what we put on our skins, it goes into our body. It can be harmful. It can be helpful. And the way I saw that is same thing with hearing, with music, with vibration. Anything that is our five senses allows us, all of our five senses allows us to take in things on the outside to the inside and affect us in some kind of way. It could be in a positive way. It can be in a, I should say, maybe not positive, but in a healthy way or in an unhealthy way or in a healing way or in a balanced way or in an unbalanced way, however way you want to look at it. But in a way that can help us in moving us ahead in something, keep stagnant in something, or even maybe pulling us backwards in something. People will go through a trauma and years will go by and that trauma is associated with a smell. Maybe, they were, unfortunately, like I hear about this when you're talking about people who were abused in some kind of way. And that abuser always had a certain smell. So you don't smell that. You think you healed, and you can be healed, and you've gotten past and over it through challenges, and you get that smell, and you're like, whoa. And it just totally takes you back. So, and that could happen with a sound, and that could happen in a wonderful way, where you had a beautiful experience that was associated with this sound. And I experienced that the other day when I was on the street. That's my phone. I was vending, and I have this lilac lotion that a customer told me, you should try lilac. And I did, and it ended up being a really good hit. But I'm out there, I'm like, oh, would you like to try a sample? And she walked by and she said, she stopped, and I'm like, what? She said, oh, can I have that? And I was like, okay. She says, lilac. She says, let me smell that. So I let her smell it, and I'm looking at her, and she's like, this reminds me of my mother. This is like childhood for me. And it took her back to whatever beautiful childhood memory she had. And it reminded her of her mother. She says, I want this. She just, because it took her back. She just wanted it because it took her back to those wonderful memories of her childhood and of her mother. I think her mother had passed too, she said. And so, that smell can take you there. So anything can like take you to a place that you kind of never been before. Just like words take people to a place because it takes your imagination to another place. When you read a book, and you can probably do my imagination, just by reading a book, you can hear a song or a melody or a rhythm or a vibration, and it can take you somewhere. It can take you somewhere. So yeah, that's how I see, that's how I related sound to skincare. And it's not just sound to me, it's all the things is related to skin. Because, hey, how are you, Shango the King? Thanks for joining you. All things that our portals take in affects us from the outside to the inside. So to our mouth, and it affects us as we take it in through our mouth and take it into our body. If it's good for us, it can help us from the inside out. The things we inhale or that are healing, that are good for us, can affect us from the inside out. But the things that we take in from the outside and we absorb through our skin, and I didn't even think that sound can affect the skin in that way, because the skin, it's not an organ, but it's like the biggest, the part of our body that takes in the most from our environment. Yeah. Whether it be what you put on your skin, what you surround yourself with. If you're in cold, your body is going to do things to keep it warm. If you're feeling hot, it's the skin that gets that first, inkling of, oh, it's cold in here. Your body starts shivering. And inside, it does stuff to keep your body warm. If you're hot, inside, your organs will do all kinds of things, whatever it does, to sweat if you're in a hot place, to sweat to get your body to cool down. So I guess the same thing works with music, you know, that music can come into your body and that vibration through your skin and cause changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to really monitor like what you listen to, where you are, not be in loud places. You go to a concert, you're standing right in front of a speaker, or you know, even just like with speech, like who's speaking to you, how you're speaking, just like those vibrations you absorb. And even sometimes like me, when I go to like if I go to the movies and
Mhm.
there's something that comes on and you start hearing like a certain type of music starting to happen, I start shaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's like it really affects you. And even like when you think about ultrasound, like that's like ultrasound, they're putting the thing on your skin when you go to like look at like your baby. They're putting this instrument on your skin, which is connected to your nerves, and they're able to pull up a picture of the inside of your womb.
That's
All of
true.
that is sound through
All
your
from
skin. Hmm.
I never thought about it that way. That's right. It's an ultrasound. So they're getting a picture from a vibration.
Correct.
I
Correct.
never thought of that.
And
That's
that's
interesting.
sound that we can't hear, that's affecting us, right?
And
So absolutely. And the skin is the biggest absorber of sound. So to me, like if I know I want to absorb all the sounds, the positive sounds that nature has to offer, that's going to help me. I know that there's certain things I'm not going to put on my skin, like petroleum jelly or like, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to put high quality ingredients on my skin, you know?
ingredients that are, I forget the word that they call it, comedogenic, if I'm not mistaken. But what that is are ingredients that actually clog your pores. So if your pores are clogging, it's blocking those things from getting in. And why they use those type of materials for like on babies for like diaper rash is because they want to block the fluid from coming back onto the skin. So it's like these things, they're not a double-edged sword, but these things you don't necessarily want to have them on your skin all the time, but you may need them in a certain instance for whatever reason, because maybe you do want to block something from coming in. And
Right.
then those things could come into handy in that instance. But that's not something you're going to be using every day. It's something that you're going to be using because for whatever momentary time in your life, you know what? I need to block things from coming in to this area right now because I'm dealing with this. You know, like a diaper rash. Okay, you got the pamper on the baby. You don't want the urine to touch because you weren't changing the baby properly. Now they have this open sore skin. So now you have to put something to block so that the acids from the urine that needs to go out doesn't touch the skin. So now you need something to block. But that came because, you know, you weren't being diligent enough, or maybe the diet was the way it was and it caused some kind of irritation. And there's a lot of things that can cause diaper rash, but, you know, it blocks, you know, so petroleum jelly was a great thing to use because it blocks. It does exactly that.
Right.
But now, do we want to use petroleum jelly every day on our skin? Do we want to use products that utilize petroleum jelly every day on our skin? And every day we're blocking, sunblock, blocking, when there are things out there in nature that we can put on our skin that can do what we need for it to do. Because when we put things on our skin, we're trying to clean, we're trying to stay moisturized, we're trying to stay moisturized or hydrated. And sometimes, you know, hydrated and moisturized at the same time. So we want to put those things on our skin that are going to do that, but don't block out those things like the vibrations that we want to come in.
Right. Exactly. So
We
even
don't
the sun, sound, the sun, everything that's out there, the wind. Mm-hmm.
There are certain rays that we that are good for us, and there are certain rays that can be harmful if we get too much of it. And there are certain rays from the sun that are good from us. We want the wind, you know. You might want to walk in the rain, and that may be good and healing for you for a time.
Right.
You know, if we go into the ocean, we want that water. We want the salt water to get into us. We want those minerals to be able to absorb. You know, so there's what you put on your skin, what you surround yourself with, all of your portals, and your biggest portal, I guess that's the way you could say, your biggest portal is your skin.
Skin, right.
You know, those things that we take in from the environment, we use our eyes, we use our nose, we use our mouth, we use our ears, and we use our skin. So that's the largest portal on our body that's going to take in so much. So what you put in to that portal is important because it's taking in so much. So surrounding yourself with beautiful time or sound, vibration, whether it be singing, whether it be what do you call those bowls? They're called chime bowls. What do you call
the crystal singing bowls?
Yeah. Oh, they're called.
Or the Tibetan bowl.
Yeah, they have the Tibetan bowls. They have the crystal ones.
And then they have the crystal ones. So there's lots of things out there, But nature is really, really the ultimate source of healing sound energy.
Let me tell you, I live next to Prospect Park. And Prospect Park used to be part of an actual jungle. Not jungle. Where I'm thinking. Forest, not jungle. It was part of a natural forest in the New York area, and it's not like Central Park. So there's a lot of natural bird life that are around here. We'll see from geese to hawks, to all different types of bird life. So when I wake up in the morning, like back here, I used to have the room that I'm in right now. This is my studio. So this is where I make my stuff. But in the morning, if I come back here, I'm hearing birds, just birds of all kind of chirping birds. I used to wake up to birds. And when you go into the park, you get all kind of animal life, all kind of bird life. So it's like you can go to sleep. If it wasn't for the cars and the trucks and all the other stuff, literally could go to sleep to the sounds of the nature, the music of nature. Right. And that can happen, which would be a wonderful thing. If it wasn't for cars and sirens and
and noise pollution, yes.
So, but we could easily go into the park and just like chill, especially by the waterfall that's in there, and like you said, listen for the melody in the water.
Yeah.
Listen for the melody of the trees, the wind blowing through the trees.
Yep.
Sometimes we get messages in a lot of different ways. Maybe, I don't know, maybe our ancestors are speaking to us through the tree.
Exactly. I know that. Yes, I believe that. Trust. When I get these messages when I'm out there, I'm like, it's something higher than me, So,
nature, absolutely.
Yeah, and I receive it gladly. I just love it. I love sound. I just love it.
And so I give these soap making workshops. Not just soap making workshops. I give soap making workshops, lotion making workshops. I'm going to be giving a whole host of workshops, but I started off with soap because that's my biggest passion. I love soap. And hey, how are you, Lucy? Oh my gosh. So I give these workshops, and sometimes when I give the workshops, I kind of like it to do it up, so to speak. Do it a little bit different. That's what I started to do. And I had one which was a soap and sip. And then for the next one, I was like, you know what? I can do something a little bit different. Because when you're making soap and you're learning, it's like you're using all this brain power, and then it's a lot of standing, and you're mixing, because I make them make it.
I know.
Oh, that's right. You took my workshop. And she took one of my first group workshops that I've given. And it's a lot of standing and it's a lot of mixing. And I was like, wow, it would be nice to do something afterwards that can kind of bring that energy down, allow them to relax again. And I was like, oh, why don't I do a soap, sip, and sound? And the only person that I know that I can think of that, would be here with me. Like, look, you know what I want?
I got you.
I was like, Camilla, she's a sound person. I didn't say sound mystic. I'm in my head, I'm like, she's a sound person. She could do the sound part. I wonder if she's available. I wonder if she can do this. So we decided to team up and offer this wonderful workshop. It's learning how to make soap. We're going to sip together and we're going to meditate to wonderful sound. So we're going to have a sound bath after the soap making workshop. So it's a soap, sip, and sound. Okay. So we are really taking control, and we're encouraging you to take control of what you put on your skin, what you allow the largest portal on your body to to cover yourself with. So we're doing it. You're going to learn all the ins and outs of soap making. You're going to learn how to stay safe, soap making terminology. You're going to formulate your own recipe. You're going to learn how to choose the ingredients that you want that are specific for your skin type, for your skin conditions, if you have a skin condition, so that you can really take 100% control over what you put on your skin and what you're taking into your body from the outside in. And then after we do that, after you learn all of that wonderful stuff, and you're going to actually make soap in the class, you're going to make it by yourself. I'm not making it for you. You're going to make it. We're going to follow that up with some nice warm tea and some nice meditative sound bath by Sound Mystic, Camilla Hadia. So this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful class. It's happening in December, so it'll be just in time for gift giving season. Whether you celebrate Christmas, whether you celebrate Kwanzaa, or whether you don't celebrate any of them, you still have, you're going to be able to make something that you can utilize for yourself, that you can gift to somebody else. If you celebrate any of those gift giving seasons, those celebrations, you can gift to somebody else. And what wonderful, better gift to give than the gift you make with your own two hands. There's nothing better, I think, than a gift of giving of yourself. Okay, so it can be a gift that something you made, the giving of yourself, the giving of a service, giving of song. You can sing for someone. You can write a poem. You can make something with your hands, something you do of yourself that you're giving to someone else. There's no better gift than gift of yourself to someone else. So we're going to have you have the ability to make soap with your hands. And that workshop is going to be December 17th. So December 17th, that'll be just in time for the soap to dry out, and you can gift it to somebody for all those gifting seasons. Okay, so it's going to be a full soap making workshop followed by 30 minutes of a sound bath by the wonderful Camilla Hadia. And we're going to, after that, we're going to have tea. We're going to chat. So it's a, we're going to get to, know each other more. If the people that show up are people who do not know each other, by the time we leave, you're going to be friends. You're going to be buddies. You're going to have a nice network of people that you can talk to again at another time and point in time in history. So that is what is happening. The flyer is out. I will be sharing it soon on Instagram. It is already up on my website. And for this very first week, just to give people who are like, oh, I'm doing this for the very, very first week. So from this Friday until next Friday, you're going to get 30% off if you decide you want to take this workshop. So you're getting 30% off. So I'm asking you, don't delay, because it's only going to be for a week. 30% off. If you look at that and say, you know what, that might be a little bit much for me, you can always do it in payments of 4, because the website allows you to do that. Okay, so you can still do it in payments of 4 with the 30% off. And you can get this class and you can get this wonderful experience, soap, sip, and sound. You can, learn a wonderful skill. You can take control of your skin health, and we can have a great time doing it. You don't want to miss it, okay?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. Oh, I can't wait.
She's like, woohoo, 30% off. Yes, 30% off. So I'm going to, I can give you my Tartu. Can you put the website in the chat? Because you know me. I can't do stuff right. Put the website you're not going to know how to. Yes, you do. Sensationaltouch.com. That's my website. You can click on over to my link in my bio. She's going to put it in the chat too, that you can just save it. But she's going to click on over to the link in the bio. It's a link tree, and it'll be the second button, and then you'll see the I can't talk. I can't think. sensationaltouch.com. You can go to there and you can get you can get a ticket.
Sensational Touch?
Yeah, sensational doc. She done put the wrong girl, you done put the wrong thing. That's the wrong link. She is funny.
What is it, Kamishara? Is it Sensational Touch?
Yes.
Okay. Sensationaltouch.com.
Yes, sensational. There you go. Well, there's no link anyway when it comes to Instagram, so you know how that goes. You can only copy and paste it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so www.sensationaltouch.com, and you can get a ticket. So I'm our workshop and outs that you need. You don't need to bring any material. All the materials will for you.
Oh.
Can you hear me? Oh, she was like, sorry, it's okay, honey. So I'm gonna save this, and we're gonna some more. We're gonna talk with some of the organizations, because this is not just a workshop for you. It's also going to be somewhat of a benefit for an organization called Anipa Abusia. So hopefully next week, I'm going to try to get someone from Anipa Abusia to come and explain who they are and what they do. I don't know if I'm seeing a circle, like if we're loading, and I don't think
I can hear you. It's just that the pixelation is kind of blurred.
Oh, yeah. So we're gonna have somebody from that Anipa Abusia come and interview with us as well. But anyway, thank you very much, Camilla, for explaining to us what a sound mystic is and what a sound bath can do for us. Not Anipa Abusia, Anipa Abusia. Onipa Abusia with an A-B-U-S-I-A. Yes, the connection is pixelated. Oh my gosh. So yeah, somebody next week will, if not next week, the week after, we'll have them coming up. But we're gonna definitely you're gonna really appreciate having that sound bath. I've been to one sound bath in my life, and it was really, really good. It was really good.
Okay. Pressure.
Oh,
yes, exactly. Pressure.
Oh no, but it was really good. I really appreciated that. It was a sister. She did like a Native American type of ceremony where they did the medicine wheel and everything, and it was so good. I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah, we can do this again. So now I have opportunity. Yay! But that's cool. But we're not going to keep everybody on here. We thank you all for joining us. Please stay tuned, because I'm going to be doing a giveaway next week. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned. Okay? Next day is going to be Hump Day Wednesday giveaway. Hump Day giveaway. Your spelling is so flawed today. No, it's okay, honey. It's okay. My spelling is flawed every day. So you can have one bad day. Bad day every day. She knows, because every time I'm writing stuff, I'm sending it to her. I said, did I spell everything right? Because you know me. She's like, I can't wait to do the sound bars. I know you can. I can't. Oh
yes,
my
I'm excited. I'm very excited for the event, for the sound bath, for the connecting, for the soap making. I want it all. Yes.
She's like, yes. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But I thank you all for joining me. Please keep coming back, because Wednesday we're having the Hump Day giveaway, and Friday, of course, we'll be having another live. I go live every Friday, 8 o'clock. We talk about all things skincare, hair care, soap making, lotion making, all things bath and body. So join me again for another live. I try not to keep it too long. This one might have went a little bit long because I was so enthralled in the information that I was getting, but that is okay. happy sometimes. But we will see you on the next video. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time.
Bye.